the moment BrahjCast fans listening around the world have been waiting for. Live from the BrahjCast studios in Mazomanie, Wisconsin, it's time! 1 hour of mind-blowing conversation for the podcasting championship of the world. Introducing first, casting out of his office corner, he is a Jiu-Jitsu Grandmaster and a black belt at Knowledge Bomb University, boasting a perfect podcasting record of 420 wins with 0 losses. He stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 180 1/2 pounds, fighting out of Mazomanie, Wisconsin, introducing the reigning, defending, podcasting champion of the world, the BrahjCast's very own Christopher Michael Carowitz.
Don't let your kids watch it.
All right, now I've got a lighter in front of me, and we are set. All right. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? It's Chris from the BrahjCast, and we are here with the man, the myth, the greatest, the one and only Yankees Cards, Jerome Moore. Say hello to the millions.
What's up, people?
Oh, shit. Just like every single video I have ever seen of yours is, what's up, people? Consistency, my friend. I look forward to it every time.
That's just, hey, what's up, everybody? I mean, it's
just you being you. Just you being you. That's what I like. That's what I like. As I look at your channel, I see 597 subscribers, man. Almost up to 600.
Yeah.
That's huge. How long has Yankees Cards been an active channel?
Be 2 years sometime in April.
Oh, nice, man. Most everybody I've been talking to is been in the game about that same time. Basically, I guess I'll be 2 years in like November-ish, so I'm about 1.5 years old in here. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know how many, if there's a turnover rate or what. Do you know people in your 2 years of being on YouTube that don't make videos anymore? Or not really?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's a couple guys that quit making videos since I started.
I just don't seem to find many people with like a lot of subs that are still active, which is surprising to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just, I guess they get tired of it, showing videos.
I guess that would be it, right?
Well, one guy, that I know quit, and I actually still associate with him. And he quit because he was tired of having videos with 40 views to 80 views, and he had so many more subscribers than that. And
yeah,
I was like, who gives a shit, man?
Yeah,
I show my cards. I do no editing. I try to make video fast as hell. Just show my card and get the hell off the screen. And that's it, man. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I'm going to show my cards. Whether anybody watches that shit or not.
Sounds like he was going into it with dreams and aspirations of becoming a YouTube fucking superstar.
Maybe, but I don't. I think he just, like everybody that was subscribed to him, he kind of took offense that they wasn't watching all those videos.
For sure, it happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's guys that I'm sub to that I don't really watch a whole lot of their videos. I mean, I ain't got time sit down and watch videos every day.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. And that's a majority of the people out there. I mean, we all have limited amount of time with this fucking insanely crazy busy lives we all have. And then we include this part-time job on top of everything else that is our collecting, our hobby. We have to feed that addiction. So you got to squeeze in. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm cutting you off already, but
no. When I do have time to watch videos, I guess people don't realize like I want to be a professional billiards player. So when I'm not playing billiards, I'm trying to watch and actually learn to see how guys shoot certain shots, and Efton Reyes, and, Earl Strickland, and Shane Van Boening. Watching those guys play really make your game better, man. So
100%.
I mean, yeah,
100%. I think we all have limited time to really watch vids. Mine is when I'm sorting cards. I kind of try to multitask, So that's why I guess the person, since I'm basically just kind of listening, I look up every once in a while because whatever the TV or whatever screen's kind of within, I can see it, but it's more of me listening to the person. And if they, mention, oh, here's a cool card, I'll look up or whatnot. But that's why the person definitely has to have some sort of interesting personality. Otherwise, I won't really come back.
You watch YouTube videos on your TV?
I watch it on my TV, sometimes on my phone, and then sometimes on my computer. Just kind of depends on what project I'm working on.
Now, we was talking about that earlier about the me having a flip phone. So I do I do all my YouTube stuff and eBay and all that on a laptop.
Okay.
And, but when I'm messing with my cards or getting care packages ready or actually dusting my display, the Yankees Cards, which that takes a long time. Let me tell you, to do it right. I watch my videos, on PlayStation. I still got an old PlayStation 3 that I, turn on Hulu or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
A playlist of all these different guys I watch, and I just hit the playlist, and then it'll go from one video to the next of random people that I watch. And, like their new videos get posted, it gets put in that feed, and but it don't let you leave no comments. So there's plenty of people out there that know I watch their videos, but I don't leave a comment, because I'll hit them up on a text, man. Hey, that's a nice card,
For sure. That's a really good point that I don't think has ever been said on here, which I'm glad that you made, because you're absolutely correct about that. When my wife is watching YouTube out in the living room, she'll watch some videos out there sometimes, and you're right. We watch it on Xbox, and you just watch the video, and there's absolutely no chance to leave a comment. So, man, that's really a real big point.
When I do a new billiards tournament gets uploaded on YouTube, and I'll sit down and watch billiards on TV. 9-ball, 8-ball, 1 pocket, 10-ball, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll watch some card videos on my laptop at the same time. And then I might leave a comment.
Right, because you have the ability to, at least with the keyboard and shit accessible. Yeah, that's huge. It definitely it does matter how you view your media, definitely, and how you can actually interact within that community.
Yeah, everybody.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I'm glad that you said that. That actually was something that I never really thought of. Damn, blew my mind. Boom.
Everybody at the end of their videos, like, comment, and subscribe.
I can't, motherfucker.
I don't say any of that. I don't. It's up to you, man. Do what you want.
Right. I wish I could be that real, but part of me is like the nerd in me is always looking on other videos and the how-tos and YouTube University and these people with millions. They're like, here's it's a pretty general format of some of the things you're supposed to do, but you just got to be genuine about it. It's not about actually putting up a huge graphic that says, all in your face and shit. It's more about being more authentic about how you drop those lines of like, comment, and subscribe. And I still haven't been fluid with it yet. I'm still like freezing up, and I'm like, oh shit, it's promo time, like in my head, making such a big deal. I'm like, just fucking fumble all my shit. So,
I don't know. I mean, if like I feel people watch me because I show, I show some like rare,
yeah, you show good
very
cardboard,
wild, oddball shit. I mean, it's hard to say, but others, as far as me putting on an act or any of that, no, I'm not doing any of that. I mean, the only difference of me and like YouTube me and like real life me is I tend to cuss a little more in real life. But on YouTube, I try to, not be foul mouthed out of respect for the people that's going to watch my shit,
For sure. Absolutely.
But I mean, if other people do it, I mean, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, you cuss all you want, whatever. I mean, in your videos, I don't give a shit. But me personally, I just, I try to be kind of, half-ass respectful to the my audience,
Oh, I hear you 100%. Have you ever thought about what it's going to be like in like 10 years to look back and watch a video of a 10-year ago you doing shit?
No, I don't know.
I
mean,
guess you get that opportunity. As we'll get into that later, being able to, you've already been on TV and stuff like that. Actually, no, I wanted to start with actually how you got into card collecting before we go any further. Can you just go ahead and give me like the 5-minute version, kind of how you got into collecting and like what you collect now and stuff like that?
All right. When I guess I started in the very beginning of '88.
Nice.
And I collected till '93, and I started collecting again in 2010.
Man,
and I only collect Yankees cards now because actually we was at a flea market, and I come past a ball card stand, and I just stopped to look for a minute, and they had the 1984 Don Mattingly rookie.
Beautiful card, man.
Oh, and this one was great shape, beautiful. I mean, and I think they had $15 on it. And I said, you know what? That's a card that I always wanted. I'm going to buy it.
Yes.
And so I bought it. And anyway, I just, I told the wife, I said, I'd like to start collecting again. And, but I only want to go for like one good card of all these, just Yankee players. But I didn't want to have, actually I had a card box, a big sweeper box, and it was stuffed plumb full. It would hurt your back trying to move. And I was like, I don't want to have cards and cards like that in boxes.
Yes.
And, I just want to have like a display. Cause I did, like when I was 12, went to a ball card shop, and this guy transformed half his house into a ball card shop. And
that's awesome.
Man, I want my own shit like that, you know? And, yeah. So, I mean, I had my arm wrestling trophies on display. And so I always had a shrine of something, and I just turned it over into a baseball card shrine. So, and that's when I just, told the wife, I want to collect just one good card of, every Yankee player ever. And so, yeah, that's what I started doing, man. Just started picking up guys here and there. And when I started found out ball cards on YouTube, it inspired me to go after, nice cards, better cards than just having, just one example of like, this player or that player. Go for them 101s, autographs, and I just, going haywire with it, I guess. I don't do anything half-assed, dude.
Yeah, it looks like it based on the display that's behind you in all your videos, and And even at the top of your channel, the display of that Aaron Judge rainbow is ridiculous. It's so cool.
I
Like,
need to update that photo too, man.
I'm a big fan of player collecting. I can never do the rainbows, so I'm out of that arena. But it is nice to see one come together when you can see it all in one shot like that. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, dude. Aaron Judge was he was an accident.
Let me,
You know?
what before I forget, I wanted to ask a Yankee collector about since Aaron Judge is kind of new, let's say 2 years, what were you collecting, from like 2010? What were you collecting maybe like 2 to 3 years before Judge? What was the big Yankee that you were collecting?
Nobody. I
That's what
actually,
I was thinking, huh?
I was, just going after, I don't know. And I I didn't spend a whole lot of money on my cards. I mean, I did, but not like I do now. I mean, this shit is worse than crack, dude.
Yeah, cardboard crack, man, is a
Yeah.
real term.
So,
Well, you're
I
showing
would,
like super old cards too. What's that? Like are those only no, those are
oh
like
yeah, everybody I got's pinstripes.
is a Yankee. Okay, even the super duper old stuff that you have?
Oh yeah,
Oh, no shit, man.
yeah. I
That's
got
awesome.
I got right at 700 different Yankee players.
Nice,
And
man.
before Aaron Judge, I would I don't know, just like pick out a guy,
Yep.
and I would like go um, and go after this player, and do a little bit of research, find but I would just like come across a card and then be like, well, all right, and look for the best deal, you
For,
know,
for sure.
instead of trying to, you know, instead of buying a 1910 tobacco card for $80, Jeff Sweeney. All right. Instead of that, I went and paid like $260 for a 1915 Cracker Jack. I ain't trying to cut no corners.
Right.
But before several different guys on YouTube, they inspired me to go after the best that I can.
For sure.
And don't go after an authentic. Go after a 3, 4, an 8. 1928 Tony Lazzari. I think it's a W515, but it's a PSA 8.
Damn.
That's pretty good for a 1928. It's
Fuck
a hand
yeah,
cut.
it is, dude.
It's hand cut too, dude. I love it.
Damn. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on YouTube inspiring me because I really didn't have much interest in vintage until I saw everybody else's kick-ass vintage, and it really has inspired me. I can't make moves of big value, but like I'm really on a hunt for a Nolan Ryan rookie right now. Like I'm trying to put some shit together to just to get $300 or something like that to get me a decent looking, all about the eye appeal really on the front for me for a Nolan Ryan rookie would be my like very first dabble into what I would consider like my vintage collection. And that's fucking been fueled by everybody else's kick-ass vintage collections. I'm realizing how really rare those are and how like not like my just like I got a bad taste in my mouth about like this manufactured scarcity in today's hobby versus legit scarcity that is, basically is what vintage cards are, legitly scarce. So
Yeah, pre-war vintage.
yeah, oh gee, and
Yeah.
now you're talking really,
Well,
this is
that's
really
the
fucking
scarcity.
cool.
That's the scarcity you're looking for because most people didn't save them cards, and
For
then the
sure.
ones that did save them, half those people, after they moved out, mom threw them cards. Oh, I was cleaning out your room and I threw them away.
Peace out.
Yeah, so there's that's the rarity that I like about pre-war vintage. I don't know. I was always a guy that vintage is king. But
For sure.
I come to love all cards, new, shiny autographs, old pre-war vintage. They're all good, dude. I just love all cards.
I agree with you on that. There really isn't, I love the junk wax cards. Yeah, there's a lot of memories, and then I'm learning about all the modern cards. I'm learning about vintage, just like I said, and I can find joy in, like a lot of people know my I find joy in the ridiculousness. Sometimes, I got a great collection going of cards with just, guys making awesome catches at the wall. And when you see them all, or when I see them all in my binder, page after page, that shit is fucking dope to me. Like I love that shit and the joy that shit brings me. And these are 10-cent cards. This shit ain't nothing,
Yeah.
And then of course,
I walk up to my shrine,
yeah.
a dozen to 50 times a day, dude.
Right.
I'll just, it's like my own personal card shop.
For sure.
Just get to wonder,
I don't get how, I like how you display your shit. I display my shit as much as I can. I get it. People don't have access to it, but legitly you all do. I mean, some people, I feel like they think they have to like purchase a super nice one. Well, you can work your way up to a decent case, but you can make one until then. Like, I don't see how people have all these cards and they're just in in a box and shit. Like get them out and display them so you could see them all and shit. What is that?
Oh, dude, yeah, that's the number one thing I hate right there, and that's why my cards are out on display.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm doing my videos, the wall hanger just over my left shoulder, I built that.
Oh yeah, for sure, nice.
I made the sides out of cherry. I did the back in I don't know, some board. I don't know, nice board you buy at the plywood or the lumber shop.
Yep.
And then I did like the shelves and sassafras, and then I got the piece of plastic. And, I mean, it's not really hard, but you just got to have the right machinery.
Yep, that is the deal. I do have access, just in my line of work. I have access to a really fun and awesome wood shop. So like everything in this office and this whatever I call a studio is custom and hand built. I mean, it's not painted and shit. It's all of raw wood, sanded down and shit. But it's all custom to what I needed, and I had to make my own cases too, and it can be cheap if you're right, if you have access to the tools. And I guess probably 90% of the people just don't, and then
Right.
is what it is. Who the hell has power tools?
I just went out and bought the the hinges and shit for it. And
for sure.
Got the glass cup for it. Well, the plexiglass. Yeah, man. I mean, you put a lock on that shit.
Nice.
I ain't doing all that.
Right. Well, legit, you can go to a place like Menards or wherever your bigger hardware store is. They'll cut the wood to your size, so you just get yourself like a 3 foot. I guess I'm not talking like telling you what to do. I guess anybody listening, just for starters, get yourself like a 3 by 6 foot piece of like whatever color you want of a cheaper hard material, like some sort of wood or whatever they have. All sorts of shit that's cheap. It'll be less than probably $8.
You want to measure, or you want to like lay out your cards side by side and measure.
There you go.
So you get it right where you get, I got it where I can set 9 cards side by side.
Right. You're going to want to remember, your PSA size versus your Beckett graded size, and how many cards are going to be on their sides, if you want to get real legit.
Right.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Yeah, that would suck to do where you had 9 and a half space.
Yeah, that does kind of suck.
You could space it out just right, I guess.
But what I use for starters, for any starter, like that's going to be like $10 for that sheet that you have them cut out, and they'll cut it out for you, and then you get something that's called like it's this vinyl J channel shit. It's for siding. You just
Yeah.
ask somebody for J channel, and they'll point you in the right direction, and they'll point you to these 12-foot sticks of plastic that are like fucking $1.88.
Dude, you know how many houses I put by?
Right out. You know, I saw this shit on a site once, and I was like, it can fit cards in here and shit. And
Mhm.
it was funny because actually Parkside LI88 made a video like that same week that I saw that, and he was legitly said J channel, and I was like, all right. The next day I went and bought and made my own display, and so have them cut that for $10, another $5 for that J channel. Get your, maybe like 10 more bucks for 2 or 3 sticks of that J channel. And then you just cut it down with some snips or whatever you can, and man, it'll get you started. If anything, it'll get you somewhere to display your cards, and then it'll get that mind turning. You'll be like, you know what, I can make something better, and but you'll have something to start with, and
Well, I mean, that would be fine if in your own man cave, man room.
yes.
But my shit is displayed in my living room.
Oh, no shit, huh? That's what we're looking at is a peep into the house. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. My wife wouldn't be. She let me do anything I want to do.
I get you, but you got to be tasteful.
If I want to go play pool for 2 days straight, she don't say nothing. You okay? But if I start putting J channel like it up inside of the house,
yeah, for sure. I guess I'm coming from I got my own little office area here, so you're right about that.
Yeah.
All right, so damn, look at that. We're looking into Yankees Cards living room now.
Oh yeah, dude! Like come into the house. I mean, you kind of walk. You walk up upon it, and you can't help but notice.
That's awesome.
People that aren't interested in baseball cards whatsoever, but they are baseball. Yeah. Even those people just wow, ooh and ahs.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's always awesome to see a collection. I've wanted to do that a lot. Go somehow get sponsored and go on the road to come up onto super collectors and other cool collectors and be able to like film them and interview them and make a cool like legit show about it, because I think it'd be great if it's just done in the right way. It's one thing to see all these things through my whatever screen I'm watching videos on, but I would really like to do what you were just saying, the oohs and ahs of seeing shit, in person like that, a legit collection, because it's cool to see it all at a baseball card shop or a show, but usually, a collection is more of, like, I'm going to go to your house and I'm going to see a legit Yankees collection, versus a show is kind of all over the place.
Now, what you see behind me is only about half of my collection. Like the less common players, guys you don't know. I got a binder.
For sure.
I got a binder with a bunch of cards in it, and then I don't know, probably another 50 graded cards that I don't have. My wife keeps telling me to transform the dining room into a room, basically a man cave, and it'd be just like, but I need to buy a couple more display cases.
For sure.
I ain't got room for all my shit.
It's funny, when I asked you to tell me the story of how you got into collecting, it's basically been the exact same story for everybody that's come onto this podcast, that they started collecting mid-'80s until early 90s. And then we all were finding girls or just stopped collecting for whatever reason because we were teenagers, and then we picked it up again when we were more adults in life and had the money to sustain the hobby, our addiction,
I quit collecting to spend money arm wrestling.
Oh yeah 100%. So here we go. Yeah, definitely. I want to hear. Let's start with that. So how Okay, let me set the table. Alls I know, because I did watch all 3 of the videos that you turned me on to, and in case anybody who doesn't know, there are 3 videos on Jerome's channel, Yankees Cards, that show him in action in the mid '90s, late '90s, and it maybe even later than that. Actually, in the 2000s. Actually, there was. I'm lying.
Yeah.
2004 even too. There's some showing there, but you can see Jerome in action and they talk about and even you talk about like your mentor taught you this technique and shit like that because you're just crushing everybody, dude. You just I don't know anything. Arm wrestling, all I know, just like what everybody else knows, is maybe some over the top. That's the one thing we all just know. I'm sure you hear that a billion times, whatever. So by
Yeah.
watching, by watching
I
your
know
videos,
it blows people's minds too when I tell them I know 10 arm wrestlers that was in that movie.
100%. You know, I was watching it, and they're legit half-hour videos. It might even be longer. So you
Yeah.
start learning the terminology as a green viewer, a very new viewer. You start learning terms like I think it's the shoot. Is that right? The shoot, are they talking about? Like, what is it right when that ref says go, bam? What is that called? That
A hit.
a hit. That's what it is. Not the hit. They're like, it's all about the hit. Come on, get that hit,
Yeah.
and watching the 2 refs, just as a learning from these 3 videos, it was really fucking cool. So I'm saying way too much. I want to hand it over to you, but I want you to start with how you got into it and who this mentor was that we hear about on the videos.
Well, I was 14 years old, and it was last day of right before Christmas break, and there was a class back in the day taught in high school, which they don't even offer now in most places. It was called industrial arts, and you learn wood shop, and,
Yep.
how to weld, and basic man shit, right? And this teacher that I had, he was an arm wrestler, and he brought his arm wrestling table in to get it repaired, and the guys that had their projects done, we could just goof off, and I was arm wrestling, and at the end of class, he as I was walking out, he handed me a flyer to the 1991 Ohio State Arm Wrestling Championship.
Awesome.
And I was like, what the hell? And he was like, you know what? You could be pretty good. And I was like, hell, that dude beat me and that dude beat me. And he was like, yeah, but you're like 135 pounds. And these guys was 200 plus, So I went to the Ohio State Arm Wrestling Championships. I lost my only 2 matches. And I said, one day I want to be good at this. And actually, at my second arm wrestling tournament, which was in that June, and I was wrestling the under 17-year-old division, and which I was about to turn 15, and I thought I did pretty good for being 135 pounds, and I got second, right? And there was a guy there, and he was a world champion, and his name was Mike O'Hara. And he ended up like winning the 170-pound right class, 190-pound right class. He took second in the 210 right class, and then he took third in the 211 and over. But the left hand was an open, just one weight class, Yep. And he was a natural left-hander, but he won that too. And this dude walked out of that just a little fair tournament. He walked out of there with an armload of trophies, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be like that, dude. Fucking Michael Jordan shit, So, and I just like put everything into it, man. Everything I possibly could. That teacher, his name was Malcolm Cisco, and through the years of him taking me arm wrestling here and there, I ended up taking him out to the World Championships in Petaluma, California, and
Nice.
he ended up winning the 50 and over Grand Masters division.
Nice.
So he got to put a world title to his, to his arsenal there. But that guy, Mike O'Hara, that said, oh, man, I want to be like him, man, when I was 14. My overall record with him was 5-1,
Oh,
right hand.
shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the day I beat him, it was like, and every time I end up beating that guy, it was like just wow. Now left-handed, I couldn't beat that dude with two hands. I mean, he was just wow, left-handed.
Can you? Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to ask you. I would assume that there's obviously a majority of right-handers. Is that a thing, or is that not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
majority is right-handed.
Would you
And
call it like 70-30 or like 90-10?
probably 80-20, I guess.
Has there ever been a where like there's one lefty and you just like you can't do it, or is there always at least enough people to actually compete?
Oh no, dude. Where I'm at, there was lots of tournaments that only offered right-handed.
Oh,
And
really?
Like
that is really legit. Okay.
Right, and then like some of these like little small fair tournaments, bar tournaments, they might offer just one open weight class left-handed.
Okay, I see. Yeah, that way I see. It is what it is. Here's somebody that's at least left-handed.
Yeah.
Why do you think you could beat some of them dudes left-handed?
What guys?
Like anybody that's like really competing.
Dude, I won 6 left and
Oh,
6
okay.
right-hand world championships. Matter of fact, I never won just one, dude. I always won 2.
Okay, I always thought it was.
Or no.
I thought you were just like right-handed only guy. Okay.
No, I.
Do you think? Go ahead.
No, well, there was a. I had to do a response, and Dustin Bellinger wanted to hear a story, and it's a video of mine called Dustin Bellinger response, and I show my most prized possession,
which is
an article that was wrote in a magazine called Milo Strength Sports.
Nice.
And, in this magazine article, it did say that I was just as good as the greatest 132-pound right-hander, which was Faye Accio, and I was equal in par to the greatest 132 left-hander, which was Alan Crowder.
Nice. Praise.
Yeah, and that was like, after that article was wrote, it was, it changed my life.
Wow, man. This whole time I just wasn't even thinking that there was to even ask you if you were like a left-handed champion. There's so much I don't know. Yeah, no shit.
That one video, the Rising Sun Indiana tournament, that video or that arm wrestling tournament, on the way down there, this was my cousin. It was his very first tournament, and this tournament offered novice classes, and novice is somebody that's never taken first place.
Gotcha.
And then they offered amateur, which was never win a world title or never placing money, and then the pro class, which was money, and the weight class was 0 to 165 that day, and I'm actually basically let myself go and got all kinds of fat, and I was still clothed and everything. I was like 148 that day, and that was with boots on and shit in my pockets, carried a Zippo, and
right, a brick.
Yeah, and this is the honest thing, and this tournament is one reason why it's probably one of my most favorite tournaments ever, because my cousin he said, "Are you going to win today?" And I was like, "Dude, it's 0 to 165. I'd be lucky to place top 3, because I was a 132-pound world champion, and I had a really good day. and a couple of the like top 165 pounders in the nation, they wasn't there. But a lot of people too, though, don't realize them guys walk around probably 175, 180 pounds, and they'll cut weight, which I did.
Really?
I got
Really?
one. Oh yeah, these guys take his shit serious, like just as much as boxers do.
Yeah, that's what you're telling me. Damn. Wow.
After I got a little older, I was 145, and then I cut down to 132.
You legitly weigh in when?
Well, for those big tournaments, you weigh in, the day before.
Day before. Okay, gotcha.
Right. Some of them tournaments, like that tournament, that on that day, you weighed in that day.
Damn, which has got to be a little harder.
Right. Oh yeah.
A little bit more depleted.
I ain't cutting weight and weighing in on the same day. So, this tournament, hell, I didn't have to cut at all, man.
Right.
I didn't expect to win that tournament at all, man. And I entered, and I ended up walking out of that tournament with $500.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. And I beat some badass some bitches that day. Dude from Egypt over here learning American technique.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go
people
ahead.
don't realize the guy from Egypt. You can tell which one he is. And just ready to go. I put him over on my side of the table, and it's like if I would have let that dude get up to center, he would have pulled me over. But I had him stretched out. He wasn't expecting that, me to shove him that far over, and that was my bread and butter, was the speed.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Absolutely. And it didn't. What I noticed is, and it's just like MMA and shit. It does not matter about the look of them, like what you would expect. You need to have like these insanely ripped muscles. It's just like all about technique. Not saying you didn't have muscles or anything, but I just noticed that you had technique over everybody. And as anything in all mixed martial arts, technique wins 100%.
It really was like a lot of technique, and I was a pretty smart arm wrestler, dude. I mean, I wasn't one of these guys that just went after this shit with brute force.
For sure.
I mean, I beat some people that literally I really should have never ever beat. There was a 176-pound world champion from Russia, something, I don't know. And after the tournament, I couldn't move the guy with two hands because I tried. All right, but during the tournament, he grips me and he like squeezes me with everything he had. So I start dicking around trying to like get a grip, and I'm just letting him wear out his hand.
You're right.
Well, when the ref said go the first time, the guy like snaps my wrist back and starts to drive me over to pin my ass. Well, I just went forward and pushed his elbow off the back of the pad. All right, so they're getting the second grip.
Right.
Okay? He's grabbing me like, you fucking weak little American, And so I'm trying to be, Rico Suave, and I'm trying to get a grip, but I'm just letting him wear out his hand. Well, when the ref said go the second time, he cracks my wrist back again and starts to drive me over, and I let go, and I bailed on him is what that's called. I bailed out from underneath him. And so they put the straps on. Well, the third time the ref let us go, he's thinking I'm driving backwards to try to battle hand for hand. Well, I changed directions and went right straight into him in what's called a hook, and he wasn't expecting it. And I had him, at 10 o'clock position. That's about, 2 inches from being pinned.
Uh-huh.
And 10 and 2 is,
right.
So when he felt me hit inside, he started to like rip pressure backwards. And instead of me continuing to go to the side, I changed directions and went down on him. That's the key to arm wrestling, dude. You pull somebody over, and instead of keep on driving to the side, you shift downwards, like pull towards your left hip.
Right.
And then after you get an inch or two, and you drive like straight across the table, and then you go back down, and if you change direction, that's throws your opponent off. Man, people hated wrestling me because I make everybody feel uncomfortable.
It's like a mental warfare in there. And I
Yeah.
noticed that in what I watched was the first one I watched was the ESPN2 tournament.
Yukon Jack.
The Yukon Jack tournament, and I definitely encourage everybody to watch that after you're done listening to this entire podcast. Watch that, and I was amazed at to back it up a little bit. You were talking about the article that was written about you and the praise that they were giving you. When I sat down, got all fucking blazed up, and I was like, all right, let's watch this shit, right? And here's Jerry Moore. But what was cool is they talked about you like you were the best fucking dude there. And I was like, really? Because I had no idea, right? And they're like, the announcers were talking about your slick ass technique. They were raving about your fucking haircut, and then you walked up there and I was like, damn, there's a young ass Jerome right there. Check this motherfucker out. And you're just so cool, calm, collective. All these other dudes walk up there like, like snarling and fucking hyping them, doing whatever it is you got to do to get in that zone, right? Mm-hmm. And you are just the exact opposite of that. At least, you're making it look like that, and to not give up. You just got this poker face on. You're not, it just looked like this mental game with you that you were totally winning, and it looked like such an advantage. And then compiled with technique was just unstoppable.
What that was, and this is all it was me trying to conserve energy.
All right, for the
go. Now, see, you got all these arm wrestlers, and they get up there, they do shit. And and then here's another thing that made me, the difference of me being a winner and not winning so many tournaments, was I set up like limp, okay? And all these arm wrestlers, they want to start putting what's called back pressure. So they start dragging you backwards.
Yeah, I see that.
Like, okay, now there's in between the hand pegs, there's an invisible line, and we have to meet right in the middle. Okay, so they can't drag you across. They can't drag you to their side of the table, and it's like the most common thing. You see two, and dude, I've watched two pros do it. World champions, guys that had 30 world titles between the two, and they get up there, one starts back pressure, and the other one, and the other guy's like, "Oh, fuck you," and they start dragging him across the table. And they spend so much energy before they go.
Yep.
And so I wouldn't do that. I would set up limp, so I'm conserving, and you are faster.
Yeah.
Off of limp start, faster when they say go than what you are when you're loaded up full of pressure. Where my opponent, 99% of them, 99.5% of them are all loading up, and then when they grab a hold of me, they're trying to load up, but they can't drag me across the table. So what they're doing is tensing up, and when the ref said go, they was just trying to catch me. Yeah. These guys would arm wrestle, train a technique all fucking year. And then when they got a hold of me, that shit went out the door, and they were trying to catch my ass. But, I had plenty of strength. So if somebody, stopped me, which in the one video, the one guy stopped me, the guy from Egypt, he stopped me, but I kept him over on my side of the table. Right. I kept driving and hitting,
So tell us all. There's the two arm wrestlers are there, and then there's going to be two judges. Obviously, we got one judge that's setting up your hands and your grip. So can you tell us what he's looking for, and then tell us what that second judge is looking for, and who gives the go?
All
Like,
right,
walk us through that.
That's the head referee, and the head referee he's getting the hands, the wrists straight, and now see,
And
I
dealing with
can't.
that imaginary line.
No, that's the side ref.
Okay, sorry.
He's
Go
watching
ahead.
back and forth to make sure they're in the middle. Now the head referee too. He's also looking. That last thumb knuckle or that last knuckle on your thumb right before your fingernail.
Yes.
All right, I can cover my own knuckle up, but I can't cover yours up.
Ah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't, that's going too high.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, what are you trying to find there? You're trying to find your
a grip, a grip that's like, which this is something too in the arm wrestling world that I mean, it was like, and here was my my cure for that. All right, guys get up there and they grab a hold of you and they get their grip and they're only giving you a little bit and you try it nice and they're like, all right, and try to get a grip. And I've had guys, sitting over top of their hand and they're breathing on their hands and they got a big, and I call it a big fuck you grip. They give you a shit grip and they got all you want. Well, I decided to, and everybody hates what's called the referee grip. Now, the referee had extend your hands out, and he lays your fingers, your thumb, and your fingers down, and he straightens the wrist. And if you move your finger just slight bit, you foul. So, and you only get 2 fouls in arm wrestling period.
Yes.
And so I made it to where
how did you get them to do a referee grip? Like, how did
extended time? Like, if you go past a minute, or you can just look right at the ref and say, grip us.
Fucking straight mental warfare, man. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude. And
I love it.
And so, like a lot of people, soon as they hear that, they're going into referee grip. They start beating. Oh man, I know I'm going to be uncomfortable. Everybody fucking hates it. Well, dude, no shit. I decided that I was gonna like it because
Fuck yeah.
There was an arm wrestler that did that. He said he was gonna make his inside good, so he hit everybody he arm wrestled for the whole year. He went inside with him, no matter if he could fucking beat him or not. But he went inside with him, and it was all about getting there, and strengthening that and getting comfortable with that position. And so I decided that I'm going to fucking referee grip every single son of a bitch on the planet till I get this shit down pat for at least a year.
That's awesome.
So anytime I ever had a problem, let's referee grip. So.
Do us all here a favor. So everybody who's going to go watch that ESPN2, the Yukon Jack tournament, that is the finals. Can you tell me, give us a good walkthrough on the process to get to that tournament itself? Oh,
that tournament. Hell, you had to go to 2 different qualifiers.
Is that common?
No, but it is. I mean, it's not unheard of. There's few tournaments.
All right. Well, at least walk us through like a qualifier, what you would need, to kind of get to the next one, and then what is needed to get at least to the, to that one.
Well, that tournament was I had to qualify to go to Madison, Wisconsin.
Whoop whoop, up here where I'm from.
Is that where you're at?
Yep.
All right. Well, the first time I went, which was they had 3 or 4 tournaments, I think, in each city. They had it in 9 cities in the USA. All right, they had but in Madison, Wisconsin, they had 4 tournaments, and then they had a final tournament for that city. And in the first time, the top 3 gets to go to the city championship.
Okay.
At the city championships, first and second got to go on to Detroit for the national.
And then the
And
same kind of gig there, Detroit at a bar, or is it more kind of like a convention center type setup then?
well, the final tournament was it was a bar, but it was a like, really nice bar.
Right.
And it had a big, I've seen all kinds of venues, dude.
For sure. I'm sure weekend.
To set up like a, everybody had to walk downstairs to like a pit,
Right. I'm sure you've seen all sorts of different ones.
Oh, best one was out at Petaluma one time. They, I don't know, something happened and they couldn't use the Veterans Memorial Stadium or Convention Center or whatever the hell it is. It's where Nate Tops 85-401. It's where he's from.
Okay.
And anyway, it was at this place called the Mystic Theater. And it was actually a theater, right? And I guess Slash's Snake Pit played there the night before. And then the next day they had the World Wrist Wrestling Champions.
Slash's Snake Pit.
Yeah.
Is that like a heavy metal band or something?
You know Guns N' Roses, right?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was associating. I've only heard of Slash. I've never heard of Slash's Snake Pit.
Yeah, it's a little band that he did for
On the
a
side?
while. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
It was, I guess, like right after. I don't know if it was right after the spaghetti incident or not. I mean, I had a buddy that's his favorite band, so that's the only reason.
I loved watching Slash play. I never got to see him play live, but I really enjoyed watching him anytime I could on like MTV or
I've had my fill on that music, dude. You know what I mean? I can't. Like I said, my buddy that I rode to work with every day, dude.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm talking to Jerome Moore from Yankees Cards, who actually has gotten 2 subscribers since the last time I looked just 2 hours ago. I don't know how you do it, brother. Gangster mode engaged. I have a question. How accurate is the over-the-top movie? Like when you watch it as a professional, is there things that make you laugh, or did they go to a good extent of making it sound or make it be accurate?
I don't know. Like they actually used some of the actual tournament, the footage from the actual tournament. You use some of the footage for that part of the movie at the end.
Nice.
But as far as Sylvester Stallone's character, that was based on a guy named John Brzenk. And
a real truck driver, correct?
No, hell no.
No.
It's just the guy that won the tournament.
Oh, I've actually seen the documentary on the guy. Yeah, he had some decent sized forearms.
Pulling John.
Holding John. That was it. Yep, 100%.
Dude,
good doc.
They interviewed me for that. I swear. But
oh no shit.
Yeah, but
didn't make the cutting room floor though, huh?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't very nice. I'll tell you what is that. The guy that everybody thinks the Michael Jordan of arm wrestling.
Right.
Okay. Here's what I said about him. Look, like when the ref says go, he's the guy that catches everybody right about to 10 o'clock position or 2 o'clock, however, whichever side of the table you're on.
Yep.
But he stops everybody right there. And I guess when in like 1984, when he started to get good, he just won a national title. I guess some people said he's just all speed. And, people said that shit about me too. And it was like, fucking stop me and find out. I didn't give a shit. But right. John, he changed his style and he started just catching everybody, letting everybody hit him. Well, the greatest arm wrestler of all time starts his matches at 2 o'clock. Well, you win a lot more matches over on the other side of the table.
Right.
All right. So that's why he's been beat by certain guys, and like Alexei Vovoda, this badass Russian.
Was that the guy that was in the documentary as well with that Holding John?
Shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's been so many different Russians
No shit.
climbed to the top of the sport, and they're the number one Russian for a few years.
Gotcha.
The guy that's like the man now is like this big Hulk looking.
Man, well, in that documentary, I'm fairly confident it was that one they were showing one of his opponents, or they were just kind of featuring an up and comer overseas, and this gigantic motherfucker had, he was training in like some dungeon, and he had like his table, and there was like two dudes, probably my size, or three dudes on the other side, holding on to this motherfucker, like straight up on the table with their legs, like pulling as hard as they could. And this one dude was stopping them. I was like, my jaw was on the floor, like, holy fucking shit. Strong motherfucker right there, man.
Actually, that's, pretty much that's the way you train,
No shit, huh?
Well, if you ain't got a whole lot of people to train with, whatever,
sure.
I'd have my wife and my kids grab a hold of my strap,
Yep.
But those, the best practice for arm wrestling is actually to arm wrestle. But I would arm wrestle with guys, heavyweights and shit, 190 pounders. I had those guys to pull with, which I did actually have my cousin, which became the second person ever to win a world title his first year of arm wrestling.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Gee, a world fucking title.
Yeah, he went to a tournament 2 weeks before he turned 18. And then 2 weeks before he turned 19, he was actually in 2002, the World Arm Sport Federation World Championships was in Springfield. First time it's been in the United States since,
Talking Springfield, Illinois?
Yeah.
Damn, no shit.
And out of 11 classes, right-handed, my cousin Michael, he won the 121-pound men's right-hand class.
No shit.
And that's the only class right-handed that America won.
Oh, no shit. Representing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
And the guy that took second to him was the other American in the class. But they hammered everybody.
So, and what, you were 132?
No,
Mostly? No.
I was 154, and actually,
okay.
I was the reigning 132-pound world champion. But this year, I went to the nationals, and I took my cousin, and I said I was sick of cutting weight, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna walk up, just whatever I weigh." And now, and I'm walking around, I'm drinking a Gatorade.
Yeah, whatever
I'm seeing all these guys that are dehydrated, dying for a drink. I mean, it's, oh hell, let me lick your ice cube for a second, outside of the bottle or something. And I did that shit, dude. I always try to cut weight, like 6 weeks or 2 months, prior to. I ran cross country till I was 20 years old. Yeah.
That helps. Running and swimming, I believe, greatest aerobic exercises you can do. Well, you do that, as a veteran, as a young up and comer, in the beginning you train hard, and then in your prime you're conditioning to make that run to be the absolute best. So you have to be peaking mentally and physically, and to be a champion, you're focusing and understanding every advantage you can get. And then you learn from all that through years, and that's called wisdom. And then now, as a veteran of the game, you know what you can do, what you can handle, what you don't have to do this. You're fine going up a weight. I mean, this is what you can do.
Right.
You're cool with it, and that's cool. That's like absolute progression. You see that in champion mixed martial artists and champions of other fields.
Yeah,
they want to have a different kind of career as a veteran.
In the national championships, which was the only qualifier to, which top two guys gonna represent America, So but I took my cousin to this tournament, and it was basically, I thought he was ready. I thought, he's done really good. So I said, all right, I'll take him to the Nationals just to get some experience. I said I wasn't going to cut weight. And so I walked in there, 147 pounds, 145 pounds. And, I was only a couple pounds off from making the 143 class. I was like, hell no, I ate breakfast that morning. Oh, it felt great. But I ended up 4th place in the 144 class. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I felt pretty damn good about that.
I think so.
Well, my cousin ended up 2nd in the 121 class. So he earned a qualifier to the World Championships.
Oh, yeah. You said 1 and 2 go. Nice.
Right. And, in my case, number 2 and 3 declined going. Well, actually, they was in the 40 and over Masters division. So they in the pro class, they decided just to pull the Masters.
For sure.
Right. So I ended up getting an invite, and it was like, man, all right, we'll go. And but see, they wouldn't let me wrestle the 132 because the 2 guys that qualified for it said they wanted to go. And I pissed a lot of people off back in the day when I wrestled. Like I was a subject on the message board.
Yeah. Yeah,
because just because of like that instance right there, I was like, you guys are going to go instead of letting me go, which I qualified for the 154. But, you guys should fucking step down, is what I told them.
You should step down, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you ought to fucking get on your knees and fucking,
recognize this motherfucking game, bitch.
Yeah, well, I did, man. Like that, well, I ended up at the World Championships, though. I ended up 7th in the right-hand class, which that's I didn't wrestle.
When was this?
2002.
Oh, no shit. When's the last time you pulled professionally?
Let's see. In October of 2006 is when I got my 8th bone chip.
Oh.
That it was touching a tendon or ligament or whatever. And, it was cutting me.
No shit.
So I had to go and have it removed. But dude. All right. Right where your elbow point comes up into your humerus. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. You know how the end of the skull and crossbones, there's the end of the bone is round. Okay?
Right.
All right. I end up getting a bone chip that went right into that groove.
Oh.
And it wouldn't let me, and it went right to your elbow, comes up into your humerus. Well, I got that when I was 17. It grew and collected calcium. And then after a number of years, the straight as I could get that thing was 47 degrees.
Oh, man.
It was a hair less than half straight.
But
damn. You know how fucking strong it made me?
Right. Right.
But like you said, most of my time, when I wrestled, it was ready to go, and I finished my opponent quick as I could.
Right.
Right. So basically, most of the time, people didn't see my true ability because nobody else was able to stop me in the class.
Is there a common injury in the arm wrestling world that can derail, that has derailed or can shorten a career? What would that be?
The Tommy John.
That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to sound stupid.
The ulnar collateral ligament. That's what gives you your side pressure.
Yeah.
And if you're not trained to pull, for a while, I mean, if you're not conditioned, dude, I've seen people get up and go, yeah, I can arm wrestle.
Yep.
Then again, and then you see it at parties, two guys, and they just start twerking on that, and then hear a pop.
Ugh. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking nope. I've seen that on videos before, and it makes me want to puke. I'm good on all that type of shit. I just can't handle that. But it's cool to see professionals go for it. It was, you know, the videos, like I said, were a half hour or an hour long or whatnot, but I had no problem watching it. You know, I was kind of enthralled and learning about it and seeing it happen, and mixed in with some 90s nostalgia and the ESPN2 fucking logo in the corner and the haircuts and the clothes you motherfuckers were wearing back then. It was great. It was really cool. So if you were the 132-pound champion, if God was 132 pounds, who would win in an arm wrestling competition?
Dude, I idolized Ric Flair when I was young. I was big into wrestling.
For sure.
So yeah, there was many a times where after I won, I would do the Ric Flair strut.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it made my panties moist when they.
You still watch some wrestling nowadays, or no?
No, I don't know. I just pretty much quit watching TV, dude. I don't watch any program.
I hear you.
I'm watching like some YouTube some YouTube, Hulu. I watch Family Guy, South Park, Rick and Morty. I don't really watch. I definitely ain't wasting my life in the Game of Thrones shit.
Oh no, man!
And Walking Dead. Oh my god!
Yeah.
If that's your thing, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, I really don't.
I bet if you watch one episode of Game of Thrones, you'd be like, I'll watch this shit on the down low. Hey, dude, I didn't think it was gonna be anything else, but all of a sudden, I'm pretty fucking jacked. I ain't gonna go talk about it, fanboy style, but I will publicly say that I'm awaiting the arrival of the final season here next month. It'd be nice to see a conclusion to this epic story.
I think that shit is fine, or if that's your thing. I do watch all Marvel movies.
For sure, yeah, and some people think that's
a bunch of action movies and shit like that. I am up to date on my movies, but I don't revolve my life around a TV show that's come on at 8:00 on Tuesday.
For sure, I hear you.
All that bullshit, and just like I can catch all the episodes on Hulu, whatever.
Yeah, which I think a lot of that is that's kind of becoming the norm, honestly. I think TV and cable obviously is kind of phasing out. If you don't have your cable bundled into any sort of package or you're locked in, most people I think are surviving with just the Hulu or a Netflix for, $10, $11,
yeah.
and, through YouTube. And
it's convenient, man.
Yeah.
Watch
Exactly. You watch what you want. I've always said if cable came at me with like, hey, $5 a channel, what do you want? I might fuck with you then, or $2, then I'll buy myself 10 channels I want, a couple ESPNs, give me a documentary, something like that, like a Discovery Channel. Just if I can make some sort of custom package, but it's always got to be all this stupid bullshit.
Yep.
So I think that's obviously, it's kind of phasing out, and people are, you get enough content, more than enough, than any of us can handle with free subscription or just like a Netflix, which is just like $10 a month. So
right.
For sure. Yeah. I don't really watch TV either. I just watch whatever I want to watch, like on demand. If it's a documentary or I do watch a show. I do have my shows that I watch, but just like whenever I have time and whenever I can. Not like, oh shit, at 7 p.m. on this date, I gotta, be in front of the TV watching with the, and then commercials and shit. Fuck all that.
My wife likes to watch this show called The Curse of Oak Island.
Oh, see, I've never heard of that one.
When they pop a new season out, man, first night she's off work, she works third shift, and
sits down and crushes it.
Oh yeah, we'll sit and watch 3 or 4 episodes the first night, and
For
binge watch
sure.
the shit out of it.
Everybody's got their guilty pleasures, man. Everybody's got that side show that they'll
Well,
fucking watch and won't tell
it,
anybody about.
it's not my cup of tea exactly, but it is kind of cool because it does deal with history.
For
I
sure.
love history, and that's a subject everybody should learn.
For sure.
Real history, and the world wouldn't be so fucked up as it is right now.
Yeah, because actual history is, I think, a little bit more interesting than the history that you learn in school. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Because I would assume that at least half, if not more, what you learn in school is pretty fabricated, and if not, just not even right as far as the real history, especially with us. And then the history of everything before that.
Yeah, history's fascinating.
It is. It is. My history teacher was really fucking cool too. He was an actual Vietnam vet, but he wasn't like wacky or crazy or anything. He was just a fucking good dude. But so when he talked about some subjects, he had a legit experience. It wasn't just somebody that was just reciting words off of a page. He would talk about legitimate experiences, and he would actually engage you, which is really big at those ages, in your high school ages, so he really fascinated everybody, and got us all jacked up on history and shit like that. It was cool.
That's cool. I didn't focus on any of that bullshit. I want to be world arm wrestling champion.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm of the belief that you said you wanted that, you knew that in your early years, like I think you said 13, 14, you wanted to be and I believe that everybody, all of us, when we were younger, said we wanted to be something else when we grew up, or we had dreams and aspirations, right? And if we could all just like kind of forego having to go to this kind of normal education, where if we could just foster like what we as a child really wanted to be, who knows what all of us could have turned into. Like, if we all really wanted to be a reporter, or man, an astronaut, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually could just foster that and let them go to like astronaut school instead of just going to that basic school that we all had to go to,
Yeah, you see, like kids that want to grow up and be a professional baseball player, and I tell my kids, you can do anything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And my oldest, he's playing. This is the first year. Esports is now a college sport.
Fuck yeah, man!
And my son made the starting 6.
Nice,
so,
nice.
Yeah, he'd been training since before he could talk. I would be gaming, and he'd come up, and it's like, here, stick a controller in.
I hear you, man. And now I game now, and I jumped on Fortnite and got my ass ripped in half by some kids 3 times, a third of my age. But it's like, I'm like, oh, fuck you, kid. Like, let's put some Gears of War 1 on, bitch. I'll fuck you up.
Did you ever play Call of Duty?
I played like 2 versions, maybe one of the Modern Warfares, and then a different Call of Duty. I know I played 2 different ones. Was never really, really good, but definitely formidable when I was with my homies in a team deathmatch.
All right. My son's like 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was like 5 or 6, I didn't game all that much, but I've played video games maybe, I don't know, 12 hours a week, I guess, or so.
For sure.
So he was like 5 or 6, and it was like, buy him a game or buy me a game. And so I just started buying him games, and I quit gaming altogether except for the new Mortal Kombat.
Fuck
and
yeah.
Those would come out, yeah, we'd have it, and then I'd kick everybody's ass, and then that was it. But got Hitman and shit like that. But when he was 14, he was like, dude, you got to try this Call of Duty. And so I started, and I believe it was World at War.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then, like right after that, it was Black Ops 1 come out, and I started gaming. I started doing the oh shit, the hardcore team deathmatch.
Yep.
And I became what was known as a camper.
It sounds like you. You're this mental warfare beast.
Yeah, well, I had camo up, dude. Set and try to earn my kill streaks, and I'd have the big kill streaks on too, the choppers, the attack dogs at 11 kills.
Fuck yeah.
Shit that was hard to get, and all these guys get with their 2 and 3. I think 3 is the lowest you can get, but 3, 4, and 5 kill streaks, like whatever. I was always going for the donut at the end of the game. 24 kills, no deaths, 17.
Yeah.
The map called Nuketown.
Yeah, that is the famous one, Nuketown.
Yeah, my best game on Nuketown, hardcore team deathmatch, 37-0.
Jesus Christ, that's sick. That's sick, especially for the size of that map. To have no deaths is pretty impressive.
Well, also too, though, I had 5 other teammates that was campers too, and we all split up. And there was guys at the back, so they couldn't spawn behind us. And where I was just happened to be the best spot, and I picked a spot in the garage, and I was shooting through the bus into their garage, and I was popping them off with a sniper rifle. My best game ever, though, was on Ghost, and I went 47-0, and I don't remember the name of the map. It was the one with the like in the castle.
Yeah, not familiar with Ghost at all.
A Ghost was actually the only Call of Duty that ranked you by your points earned. All the other Call of Duties are ranked by your average score per minute.
Oh, okay.
I noticed one day that I was in the top 500.
In the goddamn world.
Yes, on hardcore team deathmatch. And I started gaming 8 hours a day average.
Oh, shit.
And I ended up getting to I held it too, dude, for months. 9, 8, and 7, we kind of bounced back and forth. Like, I only got to play 4 hours this day. Well, they were
sick.
I held 7th in the world down for a couple months.
Damn.
And then my system got fucking hacked.
That sucks.
Yeah, you go into hardcore team deathmatch and it would say I had 0 kills.
Oh.
Overall total is I had 110,000 kills. It was like, yeah, but they all come on fucking team deathmatch. I called. I talked to Activision, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the ones that made that one. I talked to Place. Oh, I was so pissed, dude. I quit gaming.
Yeah.
I a little bit now, but that was harsh.
Yeah, that sucks when you put a lot in there.
I got, dude. I mean, for I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I pretty much gamed 8 hours a day. I was a stay-at-home house dad. It was like, fuck, what else you gonna do? But I quit going out and shooting pool, 7 days a week, 5 days a week. I have my clan tag tattooed on me.
Oh no shit, hardcore.
Asshole by nature.
That's ABN.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It just fit.
So, what kind of gaming do you do now?
I still play Call of Duty, but like the last one that came out.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it. My wife actually got it for me for Christmas, and I still haven't even opened the package.
Yeah, a lot of people just like to play the one version that they like to play. A lot of the old Call of Duties, there being so many, the servers are still alive for, some of the older ones. So which is kind of cool, so you can still.
Yeah, but I don't game. I don't game. It seems like I don't have time to.
No, it's hard, man. Yeah, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto online, but it's literally in blips. Not like it used to be when I just had a little bit more time and shit like that.
I played some of that.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I'm just trying to learn it because it's very in depth. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, just running around online with my new dude. I'm the CEO of Conseil Coin, my Bitcoin empire. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna take over that world, but baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah, I just like running from stealing cars and running from cops.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you don't really watch wrestling anymore? What about like some MMA?
Yeah, I was watching. I watched that for
Did
a
you
real long time. Yeah, I mean,
like
from the
still watch
beginning.
the pay-per-views every now and then, or no?
Yeah, I will. I'll catch a pay-per-view every once in a while. The last McGregor fight.
For,
When he fought Floyd Mayweather.
for
I'm a
sure,
I'm a big boxing guy too, dude. I mean, I love watching boxing.
for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty much. I mean, that's the only thing I was watching. Um, God damn it, MLB Network to catch my news every day, right?
Yep.
I, I mean, seriously, here 2 years ago, I didn't use a laptop or any of that bullshit. I didn't have Facebook. You know, once I learned. Well, that's what happened when I started seeing guys show cards on YouTube. It was like, well, hell, I got it. I got some badass cards. Might as
Fuck
well check.
yeah.
But after just doing their shit though, it really inspired me to go after some truly nice cards. Some rare shit,
Yeah, for sure.
high end, vintage. All that good stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be nice to have cool shit to show, because a lot of the shit I show is strictly kind of only cool to me. So I have to try
It's
to
about collect
jazz
what
it
you like.
up
It's collect what you like.
for sure.
Who gives a rat's ass what anybody else thinks of your collection, your cards that you pick?
Absolutely.
Like,
And what?
well,
Uh,
and I know that's funny. I know that's funny with me because, like my 1966, I got a Topps Venezuelan card of Ray Barker. All right, now it's a PSA 5, which is really high grade for a Venezuelan card.
for
But
sure.
I paid like almost $50 for it. I could have saved him a bunch of money and got a PSA 9 of the regular 66 Topps Ray Barker.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So, and seeing other people's cards and stuff, it lets you know that they're out there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. What is the Venezuela card? Is it like a set, obviously, that just was sent there or something? Like, why the fuck would there be a strictly a Venezuelan version only, and not like
Um,
a Brazil and a fucking Mexican and all that other shit?
well, yeah, it's actually made of it's like a cheaper card stock,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, and I don't know if they was made there or sent there, but I know they're a cheaper card stock, and with the Venezuelan cards,
Yeah,
they
I wonder why.
okay, them Venezuelans didn't give a fuck about American baseball.
Right, like what was the thought process like from the guys at Tops are like, fuck man, we got all these, let's try to send them down there? Like, what the fuck?
I don't
See
know.
how they do.
Yeah, right. I
Uh,
don't know exactly what the story is totally about that, if they made them there or sent them there, but I know they're made not as good paper stock, and the Venezuelan people, they only wanted the Venezuelan players.
for sure,
Right.
100%.
Anytime you find, they just wasn't taken care of. That's why Venezuelan cards are way more expensive than
For
regular.
sure.
Yeah, they made
And
them for years.
kind of out of left field here, but backing it up to almost the beginning of this whole podcast, you had mentioned an '84 Don Mattingly, and
Yeah.
it rung a bell with me because I just saw someone had like a PSA 9 or 10 of the Tiffany version of that card.
That's my buddy Joe, Silver Jacobite.
Yeah, maybe that was that, man. I was
Yeah.
like, that was titty balls, man. That was
Yeah.
really nice.
Now, see what I told him he needed to do is go after the '84 Nestle, Topps Nestle, and then the black and white version of the Nestle card.
Right. Now, see, that's when you're getting into like the really interesting, or what I find interesting about people that super collect or get up near that term of super collecting, when you start getting all these interesting variations and shit like that. There's variations now, but
Shit,
they're they're
there's
forced.
variations. There's variations all the way back to the T206.
No shit.
Yeah, well, you got your back variations.
Right.
Like,
There you go. There you go.
yeah, you
But
got
like, yeah, but they're
Piedmont.
not like different colored and, of 75, like it's a different kind of variation now. Like I really like that the different back or the,
Well, you got to look at it the way I kind of look at it is, say the T206 Hal Chase card. You can get the Piedmont version, say, $100, maybe a PSA 3, $150. But
yeah,
if you got a like the Cycle back cigarettes or Polar Bear, man, it really increases their value. But there's not near as many of the other types of tobaccos. Piedmont was like today's Marlboro or something.
right. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can agree with that. But it just,
there's some that there's only like one example of like this particular type of tobacco cigarettes.
but this is like, we're talking different companies now, like versus now it's just Tops. It's one company that just changes the color. And again, I'm not talking shit about, this shit is what it is, but I'm just
Yeah,
kind of making the case that the vintage variations and stuff are far more, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like they're just far more like true. Man, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to. There's no term, not a true variation, but I I just feel like today's they're more manufactured to be that way
right.
versus back then it was just kind of like it wasn't. And that's just
Um,
goes with the allure of all vintage cards, is just how kind of like different it was and kind of.
I don't know, dude. I like the different colors on
And
different
that's cool, man. Fuck yeah, there's nothing wrong with
serial
that.
number on the. I prefer the serial number on the front of the card, but those short prints, even the ones that are non-numbered short prints. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah, the photo variation short print.
I like that. I can get on board with the photo variation, because then you're showing me kind of a different card.
Yeah.
Like because there's a completely different pose, and I can get behind that for sure.
Well, I actually have the T205, the 1911 gold borders.
Sick.
Um, I have a Russ Ford. Okay, now I got the white cap variation. Okay, now they didn't make as many white caps as they did the black caps, so the white cap is harder to come by.
Nice.
And it's really cool, dude. You got to see this card.
Nice.
He's the first OG of baseball. He's got his hat all cocked to the side. He
Nice.
doesn't look like any other ball player on the rest of the cards. Now the black cap, it's on his head straight.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like having a Bill Ripken with the fucking black box on it. Nope. No. Gotta have the fuck face on there, boys.
I got a judge like that.
What one? Like a judge with that pose and a fuck face?
Yeah, the border and everything looks like the 80s.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm for that. What's your opinion and your stance on what would we call that? When you look them up on eBay, they're called ACEOs, altered custom. Whatever. What's your opinion on those?
I think I've seen a few of them that are neat. Well, just like that judge.
Yeah.
I think they're cool looking cards, and I mean, hell, if you want to buy them, who gives a shit?
Right, $3-4 a pop. I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm the kind of guy that I don't know. I try to like pick and choose
for
like
sure
how I spend my money. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So
We'd rather have the legit, some authentic and legitness.
Yeah. Well, it seems like I'm going after a lot of judge rainbows or certain parallels and stuff like that. I'm a big pink.
Yeah, dude. They're awesome looking, man. The Topps Chrome pinks I thought looked great last year.
Well, and some people know me, like, my buddies, JMVP and Dustin, Abraham. We've talked about our dogs and shit.
Uh-huh.
And I've even brought it up on a video. When I ordered the 2017 Donner Signature Series, pink, numbered to 10, autograph of Judge, when I pulled that card out of the package, man, it was like, wow, this son is pink. But see, I had a all white albino pit bull that had 2 different colored eyes, and he was deaf. And this thing was my life. I took this dog with me everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he listened. I taught him hand commands. And man, he was mean as hell. I mean, he was very protective of strangers approaching the door.
Uh-huh.
It takes a responsible owner, but
For sure.
But when he was a puppy, man, he was goofy, and he made me. He reminded me of the Goofy mouse on Pinky and the Brain.
Okay.
The mouse named Pinky because hell was lip. He looked like an oversized laboratory mouse, dude.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. So we nicknamed him Pinky, and I don't know, man. When I got that Judge card, it was like pink, and it just reminded me of my dog. And I had him for 12 years, and he ended up getting cancer, and I had to put him down after.
Ah, man, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, he had hip dysplasia. I carried this dog outside, so many times a day for months, and then after the cancer set in, But I love that dog, man. I mean, I loved him, and that's why I like pink cards.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Obviously, when anybody says about me and my pink cards,
For sure.
I got Pitbull now, and we named him Little Pink.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
he's all white.
Super refractor. So maybe you pull a super.
He's all white, and he's got a big brown spot over on his face. I put a picture of him up on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
That's cool.
I got 3 pit bulls.
Damn.
An English bulldog, and then I got a border collie.
Damn.
And a pig and 6 geese.
Damn.
Have you seen my pig?
Kids? Jesus.
Have you seen my pig? Have you seen my pig over on my channel?
I don't think so, honestly.
I got a Miss Piggy mix, and what I do is I'll set the camera up where I open packs and she's in the background.
Nice. I'll scroll through and check it out.
Oh, she's a Vietnamese potbelly, which is almost a full size hog.
No shit.
Yeah, well, the actual neighbors, they had her, and that's who brought her here anyway. And I don't know, after a while, she came over, and my wife fed her and made her a bed, and she never left. But the neighbors wasn't, they wasn't real good to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much food does a pig like that go through in a week?
Oh, actually, not much.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she goes out and eats weeds and.
Yeah, for sure, just grazes.
Yeah, she don't really root up the yard. She's not a pig that roots up the yard at all.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and she don't the geese. They go through maybe 2 cups of food a day.
Oh shit, no problem.
Yeah, but we don't. They don't get that every day. Like
Gotcha.
the geese, they eat a lot of grass.
Oh, okay. Man, full house over there.
Man, we're animal lovers, dude.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'd rather help out animals than people.
Yeah, for sure. People have a chance. Animals, they don't. They need a little help.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, what you gonna go to the national convention this year? Is that on your radar?
I believe so.
Nice, cool, man. I'm gonna try to attend. This will be my first year. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I went to Cleveland this past year.
Oh, okay, cool. Was that your first time?
Yeah.
Nice. What were your thoughts?
It was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Don't waste your time. To me, I wouldn't mess with the dime and quarter boxes and shit. You know,
Yeah.
I want to see impressive, nice cards.
See, that's where
Like
me and you are different.
that's what you was talking about earlier about that 68 Nolan Ryan.
Yes,
And
sir.
like you said about $300 for a 2 or a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, on
Yeah, I don't know the
eBay.
prices on that shit. And as far as card values go, I don't know values. I don't pay attention to values. When I
Right.
come across the card, and if like to me, the card looks good, got nice eye appeal.
Yes.
I try to stay away from the beat up, just authentic ones with creases all over them. But
Right.
you know, um, like those rare vintage, different backs. That's all you can get, and get it. But I'm trying to get one that's really nice eye appeal.
For sure.
Better the grade, the better, but the eye appeal is the main thing. Um, yeah, I would, but a card like that, and there's a few of them out there. For example, my 1952 Billy Martin. All right,
Boom.
I seen, I got it. It's a PSA 4, and I got it for 160. They just they knocked it on sale. They
Nice.
lowered the price, and I was like, bam, pulled the trigger. But I wish I would have went ahead and bought a 5 or a 6. Bought the absolute best one that you could, because you're going to walk up to that card and you're going to be like, man, it's nice, but man, I'd like to have one just a little nicer.
Possibly, but I don't
Yeah, man.
know. If
Well,
it looks
that's
good on
me.
the front and the set for me, if that card I've seen really off centered. So, if it's not centered and it doesn't have a real note, like a crease, and then obviously I don't want super rounded edges, but I was really surprised at what Nolan Ryan threes looked like. I was
Yeah,
really
well,
surprised because I was like, what? Because this looked decent. It didn't have sharp corners, but it had corners. They were evident, like in my mind, like a 3 was like something that a kid put in his fucking spokes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was really surprised.
I've seen the same card. Actual my shit. I don't even know who it is now. Player, common guy, man. And I'm buying these old. I get excited over old, common. Who the
Yeah.
hell is that guy?
Yes.
I'm going after one good, nice card of every player ever, right?
For sure.
So it was, and it's an SGC 3, and there was 2 of them on eBay at the same time, and one was $50 more than the other. But the one that I bought, which was more expensive, dude, it looks like a 6 or a 7,
Isn't
real
that
nice,
weird?
dark
Yeah.
colors and everything. And then the other 3, it looked like damn mechanic held on to it,
Yeah.
threw it against the wall. It had rounded corners like hell, you
Yep.
know, and it was $50 cheaper.
Yep.
Well, the other one looked so much better. You know what I mean? So I went with that one. So
Yes.
yeah, and I just think everybody would be more happy with themselves if they do that. But I understand some of those big cards. It's like, yeah, okay, well, happy to have a 3 of that. I mean,
Yeah, I'm noticing that because I don't do much vintage. So, like, I'm looking at Nolan's, and that's a big one up there. So, in the PSA that I've seen 1.5s, 2s, and 3s, we're talking 250 or less. And then you jump to like a 6, 7, or 8, then the price triples.
oh
Like because that's a hard card, obviously, to get in a good grade. And I'm finding that also because I was like very interested in a George Brett and Robin Yount rookie card, and man, those are fucking like
yeah, they're
those
they're
those.
out there, but
Yes,
they're people that are keeping them.
yeah,
Yeah,
and there are a lot of them are off centered. So and that just that's rough.
that, that's tops.
And that's it. That's when you're cutting cards off a sheet. instead of like pressing them how they do it nowadays or with printing plates. But yeah, I'm noticing that there's a big difference, and that's for someone like me, and my collection isn't very high end. So to get the cards that I want, I've got this scale. On one side is obviously the dollar signs, and the other side is basically the eye appeal. Grade in my case, grade means nothing. It's just that eye appeal for me. And if I'm gonna get one shot at a Nolan, and if the PSA 3 has, like I said, man, I couldn't believe the eye appeal that this had is $300 or $250, and then versus a PSA 6, 7, or 8, when we're talking 7, 8, 9.
When it comes down to it, that's what it's about.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it really is. As long as that's a hard one of the big cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing as what I did with that Billy Martin. I $160. Yeah, I'll go with a 4. But it is a little off center, which was a kind of it's really hard to find that card centered. And when you do find them centered, and a grade 6, they had one up there for like $600.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, well, I could buy a few other cards. But
you get 4 other $160 cards for that same price. So it is what it is. It's how you collect what you can collect, collecting within your means and everything. And
right.
I could pull the trigger on a big one, but then it's going on my credit card versus just going out of my bank. So then that 600 card really is going to cost me $1,700 after 3 years.
Well,
so.
I'm a bad person that, I will, like certain cards, I'll bid for them, and, I overpay. I'm trying to make sure I get that.
Just get it. Yep. 100%.
So a lot of people don't do that, and I don't recommend people doing that, but I'm not one of these people that go, man, I missed out on that card. I didn't give so much for it. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I got pissed off the other day. It's nothing big, but it was 85 Topps Robin Yount. I collect Brewers, so it was a Robin Yount 85 Topps Tiffany PSA 10. And I was like, oh, I'm going to set my alarm, and I'm going to snipe it at the end. And lo and behold, I missed it, got done with work, and I was like looking at my note, fuck, I missed it, and hit the button, and it sold for a fucking $1.25, dude. I was so pissed off. I was probably more pissed, just as pissed as the guy who sold it. Like, fucking A, only $1.25. But like that card, like, god damn it, it fits so perfect in my collection. It'd be a great one to have. Probably won't have another opportunity for a while, and fucking $1.25.
I missed one just exactly like that. The 2018 Topps Aaron Judge super short print photo variation. It's a pinstripe jersey.
Yes.
There's 3 on eBay right now, and they're all at $250. This one sold PSA 9, sold for $21.50, and it was like, I overslept. I didn't set my alarm. I took me a nap, and I fucking woke up 15 minutes too late.
Yeah,
I was so upset.
Yeah.
Pisses me off. Yeah, my wife don't give a shit how much I spend. I mean, she don't. But if I can, that right there would have been like, hell yeah, I didn't have to
score.
I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars to get that card. Yeah.
That's a score right there, man. And that's where it's like, fuck, I should have, when I miss mine, I get pissed. I'm like, God, I should have just threw the bid out there of like $20 just to guarantee that I get it. But I don't really want to pay $20 for that card. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a deal. So I'm like, oh, that's all right. I'll just rely on my own skills and snipe it at the end. No. 2 bongs later, and then fucking, you forget all about that shit, and the card gets sold on you. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate missing cards,
But is what it is. Sometimes it's a blessing. Sometimes I'll have too many bids out there, and then I'll be I'd be like, phew, somebody outbid me on that one because I was creeping up there a little bit too high. I'm glad I got outbid on a few of these.
Hey, dude, you got to do that to the cards that you really, really want. But, it depends on how rare they are. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
So,
And one thing with me too, like with Aaron Judge being very modern and new, and like I don't know if you do it, but I learned this tip from a Conseco super collector. He collects from the shadows. He doesn't really go public with his awesomeness, but he had this eBay search set up for Jose Canseco, just a misspelled version, Casecco, no N. And there's a plethora of goodies on there that go because, guys who are just looking for Canseco just look at that. And all of a sudden, all these other golden opportunities showed up. So that was something that I started doing, started looking for misspellings in the names. Maybe Aaron Judge with one A might show up or something. I'm not too sure if that's something you do, but it might.
no, I never thought about that, man.
I mean, it's something to check out sometime. You might be surprised that things show up. Spell
Well,
Judge.
I decided that I wasn't going to go after so many of Aaron Judge's third year cards.
I guess so. Yeah.
And I mean, I've got a little over 600 Aaron Judge cards altogether. Oh, you know what? Dude, I got the most awesome Aaron Judge ever. It's on eBay for sale for $30,000. It's the update error. Topps printed off the wrong card and had him autograph it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a print run of 5, and I've got 2 of them.
Damn. Oh, yeah. I think I saw a video of you showing those two.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that and telling a little story about that?
Yeah. Well, I got the second one off eBay. I ended up paying $400 for it.
Damn.
And after Top or PSA sent it back to me, now I see the redemption says, photo variation, autograph parallel.
Yeah.
All right, Top. I get it back, and then I send it to PSA. PSA, and send it back to me, and it says update series error. And so I actually had to figure out what the hell the error was. Well, and that's how I got the second one. The actual, the title said, it said update series, Aaron Judge, autograph. Well, the back of the card says series 1. And
Oh, shit.
yeah. And then Andrew Benintendi, Jordan Montgomery, Cody Bellinger, all of theirs, which Topps did an insert. It's a Series 1 insert that they put in the update. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. So all those other guys, Bellinger, Benintendi, right? The back of their autograph card is the super short print, which the autograph of Aaron Judge is the Series 1 insert. The back of their autographs say update series on, and the back of the autograph Judge, it says series 1.
I'm looking at it right now on eBay as you're talking. That's why I'm being quiet. I'm looking at the back of it right now as you're saying all this. It's the Judge where he's leaning on the rail, correct?
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful looking card, actually, dude.
Now, according to the Shohei Ohtani's 1-of-1 superfractor sold for, and the Mike Trout, hell, there was a Derek Jeter 93 SP Gem Mint 10, and it sold for $99,000.
Jesus Christ!
And there's there's fucking more than 5 of them out there,
Right,
like,
right.
So I know if the people I don't know, some big collectors or
They
whatever
really want it.
Yeah, if they ever figure this shit out, that this is going to be a hot ass card, and I think I would when I'm 70 years old, hope I don't make it that long, but if I'm 70 years old and think, man, I sold that card for $2,000 or $5,000, if I'd just waited a little longer, I could have got buku for it.
This is truth.
Yeah, Heritage Auctions. They kind of snubbed me. And they're like, "Oh, that card ain't worth that much." Like, well, listen, dude.
Right. Listen here, motherfucker.
Yeah, I just watched the Otani sell the 1/1 black sold for black superfractor sold for 186,000. The red or the orange, I think the red number to 5 sold for like 55,000, and then the orange sold for 35,000. And it's like, dude, that's
Yeah.
come on. But I know the Japanese collectors are running that shit up.
Yeah, that's a different ball game right there.
I mean, seriously, dude, I think this Judge card is. I don't think I would. I don't know. It'd have to be a good-looking 52 tops mantle for me to trade one even up.
All of a sudden, your phone you hear that eBay sound, that cha-ching, and then you look down and you have 30,000. Like someone bought that. What would you do? First of all, eBay $3,000 right off the top. 10%, yeah, 10% right off the top.
I don't, shit. I don't know. I would definitely buy the 1934 Goody Lou Gehrig card number 61.
You know exactly what you want right there. It sounds like.
Yeah, I would. That's the pose I like.
That's
want him looking over his shoulder, kind of.
Yep.
He, I would want to at least go with a 3. At $30,000, yeah, I'd probably go try for a 5. A 3, a nice 3, you get about 2,400. That's my dream card.
Yeah. It sounded like you knew exactly which one you wanted.
Well, that and everybody's dream card. Like my homeboy Passion for Cards, he's got a 52 mantle. My buddy Silver Jackify, he just got a mantle.
Mikey has one.
New York Yanks fan 7, yeah, he's got one. I was like, wow, dude.
Isn't that crazy?
Right. Well, especially because there's so many of them out there.
That's what's weird. Yeah, that's not weird. That's crazy to me. Yeah,
it is, and that's why I'm saying that Judge card that I got. It's it's not just a regular $500 card. I had somebody offer me $70 for that
card. That's funny.
Yeah,
just make you smile, have a little laugh.
Had another guy offer me 150 too. It was like, wow. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, guy.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, fucking 30 grand. That's crazy that there's like you said in Shohei Ohtani. I mean, that's investment right there. I don't like more like a kind of a gamble. Not you didn't pay the 30 grand. Like somebody paying, like when you're talking about these prices, they're obviously investing in both that player and.
I pulled the first one, right?
Oh, nice! You pulled it out of a fucking pack.
No, actually a break. 3 River Sports.
Oh, damn! Nice.
Yeah,
dude.
he had a break. Get this. There was. I love this story too. All right, there was 22 spots sold. There was 8 spots open, and they actually went back. 3 River Sports Card. It come up. He got. The house, and I actually text messaged him earlier that day and said, "Hey, if you just happen to get the Yankees," I said, "You trade them to me," and he was like, "Yeah." Well, nice. when the random guy, because it was a random break too, dude.
Oh.
Random break hit, it come up to him, and I was typing that shit, and I had enter. Can I trade for the Yankees? And he was like, "Yeah." And like right before I hit the button, or right after I hit the button, Jimmy Gunn, he asked for the Yankees. And I actually said, and that's when Andy was like, "Oh, I don't know." And I told Jimmy Guns he could have the Yankees. Oof. And he was like, "No, man, you only collect Yankee cards. So if you got another team, that would just be fucking pointless,
Right.
So he was like, "Yeah, you go ahead and keep the Yankees." And
Nice.
I was like, "All right, man, thanks." And he got that card pulled.
Sick. Right.
I would, just so everybody knows, I would actually buy Jimmy a very, very nice card, if I happen to sell this judge for an astronomical figure.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, hell yeah, I would. I'd buy him, whatever the hell he wanted.
Man. So the Lou Gehrig, do you have a Babe Ruth card? Do you have like a pretty good looking Babe Ruth?
No, the Ruth that I have is the 1925 Magic photo,
For
um,
sure.
and I'm not real familiar about that card. I just know there ain't a whole lot of them out there.
Okay.
I didn't pay all that much for mine, and I have seen one on eBay since, way more than what I paid for it. So, I mean, I like the rarity of it, but also too, I would like to have one of the older. Actually, my homeboy Jimmy Gunn's got two of those 1932 Sunilla cards.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I mean they're like, I don't know, you can get them for $300-400, or maybe a little lower than that, but it's just a great looking card. It's oversized. It's just a great pose. The artist did good. And he actually mentioned that, the 1920 like two strip card,
Uh-huh.
that's not very good artistic ability. You know what I mean? Some
Hmm.
of them cards look cheesy. I like
Yeah.
them because they're hand cut. Those cards. So
Right.
yeah, I'd like to have a 1922 W516
All
roof,
right. You're
or maybe
talking
a 22 E120. That'd
almost
be
a almost 100 years old now, man. That's so cool.
You need some of those. I
Yeah.
got like 30, 100-year-old or older.
Really? No shit. Yeah. We'll have to try to find some sort of cool ass fucking
My best
pretty
one is the T206 Wheelie Keeler.
nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I love that card. That's actually the little, on my photo of my little on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, it's this one, huh? I see it right
Yep.
now. That's fucking dope. And those cards came in cigarette packs, like in the cellophane or something, or inside the packs. Do you know how that would look?
Yeah, actually, I seen where they got opened. Okay, you got the cellophane around the pack,
Right.
and then like the wrapper in between the wrapper and like the pack itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the pack that I seen a guy open, there was no fucking cigarette. There was no card in the pack of cigarettes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he bought one of these.
Ah,
From, certain they was graded from. I'm not for sure, but it wasn't Beckett or PSA. You know what I mean?
right, right.
Uh,
GMA or some shit.
yeah, I think JSA. Anyway, they was and he cracked the case open, and I believe he said he gave like $1,200 for it, and cracked it
Damn.
open, and there was no tobacco card. Now, see,
Damn.
down to those tobacco cards, Polar Bear tobacco was a loose tobacco, and the card itself was inside, right up against the tobacco.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so it's hard to find those that don't have tobacco stains on them.
No
So like,
shit.
yeah, like you pay, I don't know, say $100 for a Piedmont, you know, a certain player, John Fritzl, I think that's his name. I got a T206 to him, and a grade 3, I think, cost me like $60. All right, now if I'd have been a polar bear back, that card's like 250.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 3.
No shit.
Yeah, those backs make a hell of a difference. But
Big
that's
time.
what's really cool about the polar bear backs. I had a guy that started watching my YouTube channel, and this guy does not do YouTube videos, and he's a 1910 T206 collector. That's all he collects, and he actually sent me my one and only polar bear back of
Nice.
Brew Manning, he was a player that I was looking for, and he just sent it to me out of the blue.
Isn't that
I just
cool, man?
Yeah.
That's so cool. 90% of my Brewers relics and autos have been sent to me via the goodness of everybody's hearts out there. It's so amazing.
Oh, dude, I have had so many nice cards. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking, dude. I got Smitty sent me a 1958 Mickey Mantle All Star card.
Jeez.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
owned by
dope.
It was owned by Ray Fosse. It come out of Ray Fosse's collection.
Yeah, that's dope.
JMVP, he sent me a Judge Topps Fire jersey relic numbered to like 110. And at the time the card was out, it was like $100.
Dope,
I
man.
love that card. Dustin Bellinger, he sent me a T206 Jack Knight. I'm pretty sure it's graded at a 2. That's $100 card. Dude.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of people, dude. I mean, it really sucks that I can't mention every single person.
I hear you 100%.
But that's what, like, most of my collection that you see behind me, man, more than half the cards you see behind me are ones that people have sent me.
No shit. I hear you.
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, not all of them.
No, I hear you for sure.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, dude, that really is cool. People sending nice kick-ass cards, but I do it too.
For sure.
Like a $20 George Springer autograph, that I would give $2 for that card. I sent it to Den 10, man, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a nice card."
Right, exactly. Exactly.
That's what it's all about, dude. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, it's where I get a lot of love through the mail, and unfortunately, my collection is I don't have a whole lot of cool shit to give back to people because I just don't have a lot, and I kind of feel bad. So I have to, at least try to show the love through the video and my appreciation, for all of those packages that have come in. And a lot of it I just give away through my game show and shit like that. But it's
no, I mean, there is some greedy people out there and shit, but I mean, most of the time, everybody, like, dude, if you never send me anything, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm that guy at Christmas that likes to go all out and give a lot to everybody, and it's like, man, you didn't have to get me anything,
Well, like, I know you won some. I think you played BFRG and won, and like one of the prizes was like a 20 pack of cards and shit. It's like, I know you're probably not going to get any of the Yankees that I'm sure you've got everything out of there, like it's not going to do much for you.
No, but I do like that. I do like to open packs.
For sure.
Here, like lately, towards the end of the year, I didn't show very many pack openings. Like for Christmas, man, I end up getting 5 boxes.
Damn.
Topps Holiday, just the retail $20 box over at Walmart, right?
Yep.
My family didn't know what the hell to do. And that's
right.
I ended up getting 5 jersey cards. Dude, I cussed like, hey, I got to show that video. I don't have a box. And great, I got this fucking, I don't know, Luis Garcia or I don't know who the hell, really. And shit like that just pisses me off. I mean, that's why I do get excited when I do pull a PC card.
Yeah.
But most of the time I don't. So it's like, man, I could spend $20 on a blaster box and pull some shit, or I could just spend $20 and buy a card that I want.
Yeah, I've shifted to that mentality myself. Now that I've got the crack and wax out of my system, I've been back for over a year now, so I've got that out of my system. I'm just like you said, I could spend $20 on a blaster, or especially in the Conseco game, that's a lot. You can get a lot of old school cheapies, from ComC or Burbank Cards for that $20. Fill my binder up, and check some things off my checklist. And versus buying a blaster, most of the time Conseco, I rarely have even an option to get one out of that particular set because he's only in a few every year. So really, I'm buying it to kind of open on camera, and what I've learned is if you don't buy that product the day of and film it and get it up that day, if you're 3 days old on that product, nobody's gonna give a shit. Nobody's gonna watch it because they're already burnt out on it, and the next product's coming out next week anyway. So,
dude, most of all the packs that I have ever opened, my wife buys them.
Nice.
She has a. She thinks I'm going to pull a monster one of these. I didn't open it on camera, but I ended up last year. I got a box of Gypsy Queen, and I got an autograph, and it was a Garrett Cooper, which it was a Yankee.
Nice.
Yankees done traded him off, but he was in the Yankee uniform, and it was an autograph.
Nice.
Dude, you would have thought I hit a fucking Ohtani.
Right.
I was excited over it,
Fuck yeah.
But most of the time, dude, I'm disappointed with a blaster box. So that's why I rarely ever buy shit like that,
Yeah. A lot of the time for me, it is the wife's coming home from Target and she surprised me with a blaster box or two, which is always dope as fuck.
Yeah. My wife buys a couple packs, a blaster box, like every single time she goes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, quit spending money, dude.
Well, shit, brother. Hey, we've been going for about 2 hours here. I think I got to cut her short before my recording software fucking blows up.
It was fun.
Not to cut you off. It was fun. And like I said, when we were setting this up, that I would have a lot of questions and shit. That's just to get to know you, set the foundation. Totally plan on having you come back in the future. We'll catch up some more. Definitely talk about some more details on the convention as it gets closer. Want to talk with everybody and try to set up, obviously try to meet everybody in person. We can all hook up somewhere, some central little area or something. But I'm blabbing on and on, really just saying all that to say this, that I really want to have you come back onto the podcast.
Dude, that'd be great. I really enjoyed myself.
Awesome. Glad you had a good time. Is there anything that you want to say to the millions before we sign off tonight?
Show the love, subscribe to as many, other collectors as possible. You don't have to watch everybody's videos, and oh my gosh, the thumbs down thing. I don't care about thumbs down or whatever, but there's other people that do, I've actually wanted to say that. Hit the thumbs down, everybody. I don't give a shit.
Fuck it.
Show the love, people. That's all.
For sure. Well, that's my boy, Jerome, a.k.a. Yankees Cards. Appreciate your time, my brother. And
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. We will definitely fucking hook up again. So we're going to end her like that, my friend. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
All right, man. Take care.
Right. You the man. Later, brother.
Later.
Say it with me now, it's going down. Chris from the BrahjCast bringing the sound. Yeah, best in the game, Canseco should be his name. Straight from Little League to YouTube Hall of Fame. On top with the tops and the top hat. Can't stop, too high, you should know that. The champ in the world of podcast, Mail day, card breaks, bars for days. Collect everything, funny face, crazy names. Subscribe now, come get a taste, hey. Spreading the love and positivity. Sunday night is BFRG. Surprise, surprise, never know what it gon' be. Click fast, don't miss out. BrahjCast, say it with me now.